Let's go.
Welcome to Comics League Dark. I am Jared. I'm here with JJheat. What's up, brother?
Hello there.
General Kenobi. And today, making his grand debut as a member of Comics League is Kyd Take Off. What's up, dude?
What's up?
All right. So, not a lot of news happened with DC fandom this week, didn't it?
No,
not really. No,
not really. So, I want to talk about something here. So, yeah, we're talking about what happened with Henry Cavill, but I'm going to attack this in a different way because I did an UTC one episode yesterday that came out today with Nick. We talked about the James Gunn situation, but what's interesting about it, James Gunn has effectively united the entire DC fan base against him by recasting Henry Cavill. Isn't that interesting?
Yes, it is. Like, look, there was a statement released by Netflix on the 29th of October. Henry Cavill said that he would be ending his time on the show after his third season, which will be released in the summer of next year, and wished Lam, whatever, good luck with his role. So I'm just like, no, that's a good way to go out, my guy. These are good luck. Like, you got it, bro. I'm done.
Yeah, he does.
I'm done. You got it, bro.
And the thing about it is that, okay, so, but I want to clear out a couple of things. He did not leave for Superman. He was always going to leave The Witcher. So that was always a guarantee. It's just he had a more verbal agreement with DeLuca and Abdi when he left. Thus, he said, okay, I'll come back. I got Superman and everything. And then came James Gunn and bulldozed through the entire thing. And the thing is that, once again, he's facing a lot of backlash right now. Like, it's not rightfully just rightfully so. It's not just the Snyder fans. That's the thing. It's not just the Snyder fans now. It's everyone, because everyone loved Henry Cavill as Superman, Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, Ben Affleck as Batman, and they never got a proper conclusion. Hey, Lawrence, and yes, he doesn't acknowledge the fans. Yes, I know, Tevia. This does suck. Thank you.
I will play devil's advocate because, let's be honest, after Zaslav got screwed over and everything, which culminated in the Snyder Cut, the DCU had just been on a lifeline of standalones, one-offs, and it was going to crash and burn. So a reboot. But
wait, it wasn't just the reboot. It was the fact that he didn't complete the story. Because had he given them like a Justice League 2 to end the story and then reboot, you wouldn't have had this backlash, because you would have at least complete. Because I don't know. Here's where I stand on this. I don't know if, let's say, 2 movies into his thing, he encounters a bomb, like the movie Bombs. Guess what I'm wondering? Are you gonna reboot again? Because guess what? That's what DC does now. Whenever they have a failure, they reboot.
And you see, so far, a new Superman film has not yet been confirmed as far as we know. But some fans believe that from what they're just all over Twitter, it's just not scheduling a conflict with a Superman film, but instead due to the conflict between Henry and the showrunners of Witcher. It's just...
Yeah. What I think is going to happen, dude, I'm about to make a prediction that next year we're going to hear like something about like, oh, they worked it out with Cavill. We're going to come back and finish this. I get the feeling Gunn is going to go back on a few things because the feedback from the fans has been overwhelmingly negative, coupled with the fact that...
Oh, they've been going ham.
Yeah, coupled with the fact that Discovery's stock has been tanking ever since he recasted Superman.
Even harder than I was already tanking. Yeah, he's going to backtrack. I give it like 2-3 months.
He's going to backtrack on a lot. Of stuff and say we're going to get
a month and a half max.
Yeah, I would say. Luckily, this happened. And yes, Tevye, this just exploded. I did not expect the backlash to the Henry Cavill stuff. Like, really? Because had he said, I would have even been happy if he said, okay, the first couple of movies are going to be like Superman as a kid, as a younger, and then we can bring in Henry Cavill as like the older Superman. That's totally fine.
I can see that.
That's a bold plan, Cotton. Let's see if it works out for him. I got to get that drop. But yes, that's what it kind of is, because here's the thing. yeah, it did explode in Gunn's face. You could say, and ironically, he's the director of Suicide Squad. But but I guarantee you, because here's what he didn't realize: this is the equivalent of the first Superman movie getting released and then the recasting Christopher Reeves. The equivalent of this now.
I would argue this is about as big a blunder as Quest for Peace, but we don't talk about that movie.
Well, yeah. And by the way, in Quest for Peace, and I love how people don't bring up about how Christopher Reeve's Superman doesn't kill people. He killed Nuclear Man. And Nightwing is right. Complete the Snyderverse. Yes. Gunn's face right now. Yeah, he's like, oh my gosh, what did I do? Yeah, because guess what? I hear Zaslav wanted to be cheap. Yeah, but what you could have...
Warner Brothers is in a lot of debt right now. Half of that is just business.
Yeah, but here's the problem. He knows these characters are popular, so really, if he just invests in this little thing right now, it's going to have returns, because you can have one movie, one Justice League movie that just ends it. And then guess what? Then you can reboot, and everyone will be totally... granted, there will be some people that are like, I want the Ben Affleck Batman movie and all that stuff, but you know what?
The best way to satisfy everybody is to do a Days of Future Past type movie where you do great time travel and then you cement the new timeline from there, which Flashpoint is essentially doing.
And by the way, Talati is right. He just screwed the other movies now, because they're going to be like, why would I care about these movies that are supposed to be in an interconnected universe when you're just going to reboot them? And yeah, it was popping. DC movies were doing pretty well until they got rid of Snyder. Because when you look at the trend, actually, if you look at the graph, they were getting closer and closer to $1 billion. People forget BVS made over $800 million. So if they released Justice League, granted scaled down a little bit, not the 4-hour cut, it would have made $1 billion. I'm convinced.
And you see, I would say Henry Cavill said basically that he would have done both. He would have played his Netflix series and Superman, but they said this was probably a decision. Someone said it was based off of the showrunners. Someone said it was based off of the disdain for the books, the games, the fans themselves, but everyone said that they just really chased Henry away from that. Henry
Cavill was carrying the Netflix series afloat. What they did to season 2, Witcher crashed and burned.
Yes,
luckily for me, I haven't watched season. Luckily for me, I haven't watched season 2. So
it was like, oh, we could have him, but everything that's going on just chased him away from. Now he's just leaving.
Well, luckily, he's going to be involved in making a Warhammer 40,000 live action series. So I'm happy about that.
Now, that's going to be a good. That's going to be a good.
If I just hope this doesn't end up a Scotty Tawaki. What's his name? The guy who did Love and Thunder. Taika Waititi situation where it completely blows up in their faces.
What's up, Spider-Man? And just make Man of Steel 2 after Zack Snyder's Justice League and 3. It's that simple. Yeah, exactly. Cavill got a verbal contract, not a signed one, but I don't see him returning. I don't know, dude, because he loved being Superman, and nothing about and Gunn's tweets indicated that he doesn't want him to leave. That they have
a physical contract is definitely in place, because you don't confirm something like that on social media if you're not at least on the negotiating table.
Or I would say if you ain't got your fingernail up in there, like if you ain't part of the script, if you ain't got a role, if you ain't part of the team, you're
not going to confirm. You're not going to break that kind of news.
Nothing.
So unless they willingly buy out Henry Cavill, buy out his originally agreed contract,
but he didn't sign anything.
I feel like they're going to come with a physical contract there.
They'll come with. I strongly think because he would return because he loved playing Superman, and he opened the door to returning as DC in some capacity. And even James Gunn said we came to an agreement that he could come back at some time. So really, they could bring him back. Now, the question is when, because I don't see James Gunn's plan lasting all the 10 years. I think it's going to last maybe maybe
4 or
like some
5.
kind of like maybe 1 or 2 movies at this point, because that's the reputation.
So wouldn't that be about like 4 years then? About 2 movies? I think 2 movies would like be in between each other about 4 years. It just depends.
I would say probably I could see it lasting 2 movies, and then they're like, okay, you know what?
We screwed
Oh
up.
yeah, they could just tax write the entire 2023 slate, which at this point
their losses.
You might as well just do that, because guess what? You just screwed those movies because they don't matter anymore.
Maybe you might be able to salvage Flash, because that's going to be your big reboot. That's how you're going to tie it together. You might be able to salvage Flash, but Aquaman 2 and Blue Beetle, that's dead. That's dead.
And Nick says DC has a history of jumping ship at the first sign of trouble. Hell yeah! So that's what they think here. Will any of the DC movies actually survive 2023 after the match? No. I think his plan. Let me put it this way: he reveals his plan. I think it's going to be I think it's going to be review bomb in the right way. What I think is going to happen is that he's going to let's say he reveals his plan,
Disclosure.
And the fans can be. Yeah, what's up?
Do not condone review bombing, positive or negative. But a situation like this is justified.
No, I'm just saying it's gonna happen because you just pissed off the entire DC. Let me put it this way:
they are so heated. Like, if you don't give them something that is worth their time, DC's gonna lose a lot of people, and that is a fact.
And they want to compete with Marvel, which guess what, dudes? This is not doing it.
A wider variety of heroes. Marvel's probably the big. I want to say the biggest in superheroes right now.
I actually saw this fantastic tweet that said this is the equivalent of the MCU like canceling the plan after we first revealed Thanos, because literally who they tease in Zack Snyder's Justice League, freaking Darkseid. Who's GA? I forget who GA was. But yeah, everyone. How did Zaslav approve it? I don't know. Well, I think that they thought, because here's the thing. They thought that the general audience is pissed. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And here's the answer, Lawrence, because I think that they misinterpreted how popular these guys are, because they thought, okay, it's the Snyder stuff. Let's distance ourselves. We'll reboot. Then everyone's like, but wait, we like these actors. Oh, the Black Adam thing. I don't think Black Adam 2 is happening. I think that
as much as
that universe is gone.
Look, as much as they need to do Black Adam 2, but here's the thing though. They should have held off on Shazam. I guess the Fury of the Gods or whatever. Then I guess.
Yeah, I agree.
Only because I really think that would have been the perfect opportunity to make Black Adam and Shazam fight.
Here's the problem. He was given a chance. Reportedly, The Rock was given the opportunity to cameo in Shazam, and he said, "No, I only play in the big leagues." And I'm like, then why are you Black Adam? Because he's not the big leagues.
Like, unless you're gonna play someone like Superman, Batman.
There you go. Spider-Man has a good point. This is like canceling Star Wars after Empire.
Empire Strikes Back is equivalent.
That's literally what it is.
And
so once again,
and speaking of Star Wars, this was never confirmed. This is a rumor, so take it.
It's heavily brought in.
It's heavily brought in that either before or after Indy 5, Kathleen Kennedy is going to step down, severance package and all. And I think $25 million.
Had to.
If this is true,
we partying. If this is true, we are partying. We are gonna mumble rap the Mandalorian theme on repeat, boys.
Well, we might get copyright strike for that, but it'd be worth it.
Yeah, because Black Adam is Captain Marvel. Yeah, exactly. Biggest. Yeah. Frankly, since Zack Snyder wasn't returning, I suspect that James Gunn would have a tough time following through on picking up the pieces. Yeah, but they could have just said, okay, so no, you don't have to bring Zack Snyder back. Just do one Justice League movie that wraps up with these characters. Done.
All they needed to do was just, I would say, cast it the same way as Justice League 1. Just put a twist on it. Just give us something that DC's never seen before. Like, I don't care if you gotta like pull a rabbit out of a hat. Make the rabbit have superpowers that can destroy the world. Let him go toe to toe with Superman. Something.
Yeah. In other words, they could have just kept the cast because people like the cast.
Yes.
Let's put it that way. People like that freaking cast, and they just said no.
Look, you got Ben Affleck, Gal.
Wait,
Ray,
what? Hold
Jason.
on. Pull Lawrence comments back up.
Oh yeah, that's still coming out, by the way, from the CW.
Look, and you see the funny thing in it, you even had J. Jonah Jameson in there from Spider-Man. And
yeah. Yeah, except he's playing Jim Gordon. But the point is that I thought that this was going to be the era of them actually paying attention to what the fans want. That's apparently what James Gunn said. And guess what? He's doing the opposite of what the majority of the fan base want. The majority of the fan base want Henry Cavill to be Superman.
Yes. And
I will concede this. James Gunn is doing right now what editorial and the comic side of things refuse to do. Take a few shots now, rebuild, and just build themselves back up. Actually take the time to admit
Here's the difference. JJheat, do you remember when we almost got 5G in DC Comics when they replaced all? That's essentially what's happening right now.
Hey, I'm not saying it's not a similar situation. I'm just telling you completely from business.
Oh, and by the way, if he announces that he's going to recast Godot, guess what? That is the final straw.
Yep.
That is it. The fan base will literally riot.
Like, the way I see it, they're not paying attention to, because all the fans has been wanting one or two things for the past couple of years, either a Superman movie or a Justice League 2.
Yes.
And now, granted, they have everything they need to make a Justice League 2. Why they're refusing to do it, I don't know. But I feel like they're going what they think that is good for DC, but it's just giving us stuff that we
general audience is key. But even general audience,
you're giving basic audience stuff. Like, you're not giving the real fans like the excitement. I mean,
and by the way, I know he's I know basically, but I'm saying the minute he makes it public knowledge, like he announces like a new Wonder Woman or something like that, guess what? That's it. The fan base will riot. That's it. Guess what? Everyone loved, short of Ezra Miller
and Amber
Turd, Zach cast the best cast for Justice League, and even the anti-Snyder people were like, okay, you know what? He did do well with the casting. Yeah. So you know what? You just spat in the face of the fans that wanted to see Henry Cavill get his own hopeful Superman movie.
You spat on general audiences, and you spat on Snyder fans, and you spat on MCU fans to a degree who've been toxic about the Snyder Cut the longest.
Yeah,
and you just pissed everybody off all across the board.
You literally, it's kind of funny. James Gunn said, "Well, we're gonna upset some people. We got it. You upset the entire." I almost cursed. You upset the entire freaking fan base, dude.
Jared, I appreciate you composing yourself.
Yes, thank you. I figured if I'm gonna have you guys compose yourself, I kind of have to. The casting was good for Justice League. Yeah, I that's why I think with all this backlash they're getting, because it's almost universal. With all this backlash that James Gunn is getting, he's gonna reverse his plan, or at least say, okay, the first movie is gonna be a Justice League movie to wrap this up. At least give us a Justice League movie where like Henry Cavill's acting like the hopeful Superman, and then we're good. That's it. That's done. That's all we. Let me put it this way. I think that'll be a good compromise. Just one movie and the whole thing. That's it. I know it's okay to curse in this situation, but I don't want to set a bad precedence for my subordinates here.
Now, that is something that someone just sent me.
Okay, so Kyd just put in the group chat, Gunn and Safran started from scratch with Superman, suggesting we're getting a huge reboot, so we're sure Henry Cavill won't be alone in receiving bad news. Yeah, I'm sure.
Definitely.
So again, or, well, let me put it this way. I'm not sure anyone else is going to get those calls, because once again, I am predicting that sometime in 2023 they're going to say, do not recast yet. Give one more movie to end this. At least one Justice League movie. Darkseid invades, they stop him, we're done. Let's just go with that. It seems that DC keeps the same plan going in the background, hiring Gunn mirrors hiring Whedon when they got nervous. Yeah, exactly.
No. At that point, after they did what they did to Snyder and how they wanted to use his scraps to make a name for themselves, that was just arrogance all across the board.
It was just straight stupidity, bro. Like,
you can't even compare the two. This is just blatantly pissing people off. That was just stupidity.
And you see, I feel like that is such the difference between Marvel, because I feel like Marvel pays attention to, I guess, the comics, and they pay attention to how they release things and what the fan base wants. Same as Star Wars. Same as Star Wars. Star Wars, you know, when they rebooted Obi-Wan, everybody went freaking crazy because the original Obi-Wan Kenobi from Episode 3, Revenge, and Anakin, that was a turning point.
Yeah, these bots are coming at me again. Oh God. And yeah, Taladia's right. Or how about a Trinity movie? A Trinity. That'd be great. Just do something to end the universe, and then we're good.
They need to bring back the dude that was the villain in Justice League 1, whatever Bugman's name. I forgot his name. Yes, bring him back.
Didn't he get beheaded?
Well, yes, no, he got carried away.
In the Snyder version.
He got carried away, though. I thought he got carried away.
That's in the version that does not exist.
That's in the theatrical version. In the Snyder cut, he gets beheaded.
By Wonder Woman.
But I feel like DC needs to give us some sort of world.
It could be
like that, like a doomsday.
He could be. He could be talking. He could be trying to say, "Okay, guys, what the hell is going on now?"
Right.
Because let me put it to you this way: I've never seen backlash again. Because it is not just the Snyder people anymore. It's not just us.
It's the whole DC community. It's the whole DC community.
Because all right, I guess we should thank James Gunn for uniting the DC fan base now. Yeah, give us the Dark Side Invasion movie. And you know what, Tevia? Because you're on my side on this, I'll give you this. And have a post-credit scene of Superman with a 10-year-old kid. Just do that. I'll give you that.
Which is worse, this scenario or The Last Jedi?
This scenario, because it involves more movies.
But they did Mark Hamill dirty. Like, I mean, come on.
That was one movie. This is like... I'm more of a DC fan, so of course I'm going to say the DC thing.
Okay. I respect that.
It's also the Marvel fans are pissed off too. Do an Earth 2 Darkseid takeover of the Earth thing where the Trinity dies. That would be so cool. Actually, here's what they could have done. Do that. Have Darkseid invades. He kills Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. Don't do the whole nightmare timeline. Kill them. And then Flash goes back in time. He comes back with the universe. There you go. That's perfect, actually.
Hey, here's a.
But have them go out heroically, not like. Well, actually, they did go out heroically in that book. So I'm sorry, Kyd. Go ahead.
I'm gonna put something in the. Here's a tweet from James Gunn himself. This is what he said.
Go down to present, and you can screen share it.
Yeah, screen share it.
All right, let's see. Where is it at? Present. There it goes. And screen share. I gotta find it.
Because you can tell James Gunn is upset too, because the way he's reacting to the fans. Like, I don't know what you want me to say, guys.
Look, I highlighted it right there.
Although the first month of DC has been fruitful, but building the next 10 years takes time, and we're still in the beginning phase.
That really gets me. I'm like, why? So why take the next 10 years? You have everything you have right here to create what we freaking want. Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, yes, I would love to see the Nightmare future, but let's be honest. If we're only getting one movie, they have to prioritize, dude. You have to prioritize. And yes, they have Alan Horn. I wonder, but I hear Alan Horn was more in an advisory capacity.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's kind of similar to Apocalypse War, except they didn't die in Apocalypse War. Wonder Woman was turned into a cyborg. Superman was depowered, and Batman was strapped to the Mobius chair and became a Darkseid slave.
And James also said, so as for the story yesterday in the Hollywood Reporter, some of it is true. Some
we
is half true.
know this.
Well, that was from last week.
That was from last week. That's old stuff. That was the story when the Hollywood Reporter said everyone's getting recast. So I'm like, okay, here's the other issue. So you're going to recast Aquaman, the actor who made you $1 billion in that role. You're literally putting
Lobo. I
can see him as Lobo, but you could just have him in 2 roles at once. Just have him not intersect. It's not like Aquaman and Lobo hang out that much.
And so, wait, Aquaman 1 made $1 billion?
Yes, it did.
Yes.
I didn't think it did that well. I knew it was up there, but $1 billion, that's pretty darn good. That's probably more than that's more than Multiverse of Madness and No Way Home.
Yeah, exactly. They are literally putting money on the table and saying, nah.
Yeah, like you said, you got other people over here struggling to make their sequels, but you got these people over here making you billions, playing the crap out of these roles, good characters that we would love to see. You just won't recast.
And worse, you pretty much pressed the panic button over a few minor tweaks.
Right. Over a few critics that, I mean, you made your money, so what does their opinion make? Their opinion don't really matter. You already made your money off the movie, so I'm pretty sure if you made that much, then why not make the second one better and double?
Mm-hmm. That's the thing. That's the issue. They don't care anymore. Yeah, he's the one BSing. By the way, Lawrence has actually changed to I hate James Gunn now because of this.
I feel like a lot of us do, though.
Yeah, the only good thing that Gunn says that Ben Affleck is going to direct. Okay, at least we have that. But it's over, though, because Cavill in Warhammer, he has creative control due to this GF. That doesn't mean he can't come back for Superman. And it's not fair for Gunn to be sole creative in charge of DC. DC dropped the soap for that. Well, here's the thing. I thought there was going to be like a group of people in charge and not one creative dude. I thought there was going to be like this brain trust. Yeah, I thought it was going to be a brain trust of like multiple creatives instead of him.
Yeah, because one person making all the shots is really not doing them any good at all.
And yeah, at least he was a once-in-a-generation talent. Then he let the success of the Infinity Saga go to his head. He started stepping back, and then Phase 4 just ended up being a complete crapshoot.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta call
it's annoying because let me put it this way. Now, and this is another issue with the general audience. They're not used to reboots like we are. So here's the thing. Oh yeah. Yeah, even $7 is not involved anymore. They're pissed off.
Wait, 7? Oh,
a team, yes.
Okay. Yeah, we need a team. But here's the thing: is that you just communicate to the general audience that at the minute it gets tough, instead of trying to make it work, we're just going to reboot. You haven't shown me that you have the capacity to complete a story. You haven't shown me. How do I know that? Let's say his Superman. Let's say the first movie is like Superman. Let's say that movie bombs. What are they going to do? Are they going to reboot it? I wonder what they're going to do there. I wonder what they're good. Why can't they finish one story? Yes, exactly. They couldn't finish Snyder. They couldn't finish Crisis on Infinite Earths, which I'm still not convinced that's what Hamada was building up to.
No,
sure,
you
were.
Was talking out of his arse on that one.
I bet you that if he asked him, okay, so who would be the villain in your Crisis on Infinite Earths movie? He wouldn't say Anti-Monitor, and then he'd be like, "Oh, I'm not familiar with that." I'm like, "Yeah, then how do you know Crisis?" The movie is gonna make like $1. Imagine if Gunn chose to write a farewell Superman Cavill movie, a feel-good, grounded movie with a mild budget. Fans would love it. Yes, exactly. Give us a movie to say goodbye to Henry to this universe. Because let me put it this way, to the casting, because there's never been a better casting for these characters in modern day.
Yeah,
I agree.
That's why that's why I'm still pushing. I feel like Justice League 2 would be the best kind of like goodbye, farewell, let it sit. But I can see it after they have their own solo movies, like you pointed out last time, Jared.
Yeah. Just that's it. And then Taladia says, I think they should just tax write off most of the 2023 films except for Flash, which can reboot, but they remove. No, the Gal scene that was actually refuted. So Gal Gadot is still in Flash. She's still in the first act of the movie, so that was refuted. The Cavill thing, I'm not sure about. I'm not sure when that cameo would be.
Probably like just before Barry goes back in time in the beginning of the film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then on the positive side of things, Super and Brightburn were pretty good ideas. Yes, they were, but
poor in execution.
Poor in execution. But here's the other thing there. We're not doubting that he has the capacity to write some pretty good superhero movies. We're just saying with this situation, he severely fumbled. Like, severely. And yes, it is DOA. The Shazam sequel, well, that's what we're talking about. What we're saying is that they should just cancel Shazam 2 and Aquaman 2 and just say, okay, so we're just doing the Flash, we're rebooting the whole damn thing. That's it. It's done. And
maybe Blue Beetle, but
no, Blue Beetle, they don't have to because it's not really tied to, doesn't really reference the universe. All it said, all he referenced was just saying Superman and Supergirl. That's it. You can just say it exists then. That's it. But just cancel the other two at this point because it doesn't matter anymore. It does not matter. Those movies do not matter anymore. You severely screwed these movies because the general audience is going to be like, okay, if I have to watch, if these movies if they're just going to reboot the universe, why would I care about what happens in Aquaman and Shazam?
Yeah, it says Aquaman, The Lost Kingdom, they were still on the track to hit theaters for next year, but now they're dead in the water. You got the Rock over here praising right alongside with James talking about something. I just made you about 500 something million. He says he's the head of DC now. Well, he says Black Adam is basically like the top of DC right now because they hit between about 552, 72, almost 400 million worldwide.
I will give Rock this. Black Adam did make a profit. It was
but
just a very
not the showboat though. I mean, you got to think like Jared said, yes, you may be a good super anti-hero as Black Adam, but you are no goat like Superman, Aquaman.
Yeah, stop. I don't want to hear The Rock talk about anymore about playing in the big leagues. Black Adam is in no. Let me put it this way. The Rock tried to use Henry Cavill to pump up Black Adam because he knew no one gives a crap about Black Adam.
Mm-mm.
He's
like an evil version of Shazam, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. But he's not even he's a C-list character at best.
I would depend whether or not we're counting the pure villain spectrum or the pure anti-hero spectrum.
I see him more as an anti-hero because I don't really see him as bad, but at the same thing,
I see low B tier. It just depends on the story he's in. Black Adam World War III is a perfect example.
And yes, you also had the JSA. So yes, we're losing that. But again, because you introduced all these characters that people liked and you just throw it away. I think Reboot is now a thing, and they will do the new 52 route, which I don't think they should do, because guess what? Here's the problem. Even comic book fans don't want any more reboots because you just tell me that everything I cared about for the past, like, let's say 5 years, because DC apparently reboots every 5 years, that doesn't matter anymore. That's what you're telling me. That's why. It doesn't matter. That's why I used to be in favor of DC comic. I'm not anymore because I get the fan argument. Nothing matters. And James Gunn, being this DC super fan that he markets himself as, would know this.
I feel like he's trying to get at the stigma and the division the Snyderverse created. Because if you purely look at it from a pure business standpoint, it's understandable. But he did it in such a lackluster way, he ended up pissing everybody off.
Yeah. All he had to do was say one movie. One movie, we're going to do a Justice League movie with this cast, and we're done. Because the fan base is not against the reboot. We're just against rebooting so abruptly before you had a proper conclusion to the story. That is it.
Justice League Armageddon. Or
conclude the story. Conclude the story and then reboot. Then guess what? We're done. We can totally be fine with that.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
Look,
it's a losing situation.
Gail even really wanted her reboot as Wonder Woman. Like she was like, she said that she was like very grateful and she was looking forward to playing Wonder Woman 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and here's the thing: she deserves a redemption for Wonder Woman 1984.
Yes,
she does.
Again, trash movie. Why? Wonder Woman 1 was so much better.
Like, you know why? Because they took out all the Snyder influences, and then 1984 was written purely by the director, and she had full creative freedom.
Well, I feel what happened. I just didn't like the fact of how I guess Wonder Woman 1 kind of like introduced her, but at the same thing took place in a present time. But then you got 84, and it's supposed to happen years before what we got in Wonder Woman 1.
No, Wonder Woman 1 took place in World War I.
Or it was just.
But here's the thing: it's ultimately the same plot over and over again because all it is
war.
All it is that okay. So she emerges. Steve Trevor gets hurt. She leaves. Oh, who's coming back? Oh, let me guess. Is it John Cena? I bet you. That's the other thing. I guarantee you, he's going to keep all of his characters.
Oh, he's definitely going to try to keep.
He's definitely going to keep them all.
Which I'm like, well, that's not fair.
No, you get to keep yours, but we can't keep Henry Cavill.
Emmerich is coming back. Are you kidding me?
What?
What are you?
Hold on, I need a minute. Hold on.
I have to check that.
That check.
Because that seems like because there's a reason why he was fired. He's not coming back. Who said that to Ladia?
Come on, man. Don't joke like that. Not cool.
Yeah, Taladia, this is not the time for jokes. And Jeff Johns is already back at least at DC Comics, so that's believable.
I would just make this statement, but I just tend to agree that I think bloat is the problem. I think that they could redo everything again, but although if they do it done correctly and not try to reboot everything or not try to, give us the same or multiple of the same thing and maybe put a little time difference between the movies, 2, 3, maybe 4 years.
Here's the thing.
And no TV series for filler because DC loves that.
And Taladia, Emmerich's not coming back because he was fired by the old regime. That ain't happening.
Now, this was never confirmed, but there were sources saying that Emmerich finessed Discovery to make sure the merger had gone through so he could pass the buck to them for screwing up Warner Media. This was never confirmed, but evidence shows that that's what went down.
And yes, Jeff Johns is fantastic with comics and Stargirl because
he's better at comics and Stargirl's his passion project memorializing his sister.
So, of course, he's going to be good on that. But... And Taladia, please don't scare us again like that. Please.
Come on, man.
I'm just saying, if they were to redo all that and actually take if DC would have just took their time with it. Because growing up, you know how many DC movies I had got back to back to back to back. I got Batman Begins and Dark Knight right after each other.
And here's the other thing. Again, I'm not against the reboot. All you have to do is conclude the story properly instead of saying they're not going to be their roles anymore. And by the way, going off of what you said, Kyd, we've seen the young Superman stories countless times. We had a whole series called Smallville, which was that. And by the way, the first look for Ruby Justice League looks horrendous.
I genuinely think I've actually read the comic. I think that's just a standard play-by-play. Those designs were always going to be bad. Yeah. But
honestly, we are getting a 2.0 of Emmerich and Saffron.
Probably.
But here's the difference, Taladia, is that Emmerich was also involved in the creative. Safran's not. He's just involved in the business side. But again, I thought they were going to have like a trust of people that would figure it out. I'm not against the reboot. They should just end the Snyderverse the right way. Yeah, exactly. Just do that. Just do that. We're good to go. So on that note,
let's move on to our second topic because we're going to be ranting about this all night.
Yeah,
all right. It's cast of the Justice League.
Actually,
or do you?
Let's do this. Let's do a little more positive right now, boys. What comics / content are you consuming and enjoying?
Right now,
Go ahead, Kyd.
I'm catching up on, or I'm way ahead right now on Dragon Ball Super.
Sweet.
Like I'm like to the point where it's like I kind of know what like Black Frieza's like ultimate power and desire is, and I'm like, who's gonna stop him? Like I'm kind of real nervous right now. Now, granted, that's what I wanted to bring up to you. Now, I was thinking of just a what if. Now, here's the thing. Okay, so what if? Okay, Frieza. Black Frieza. So someone put on Twitter, they said Frieza just stole Goku's darkest Dragon Ball transformation. Now, granted, now,
hey, what's up, Caleb? What's up, dude?
When Frieza was first introduced in Dragon Ball, he would absolutely, I guess, destroy anything in his path. And then the Super Trunks saga came. And with the effort to recruit Goku, blah blah blah, Heart Virus. But then they were talking about Goku Black. Now Goku Black actually isn't Goku at all, but a Kai. We all know Jarrett, my favorite person of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's just say, like, could it be possible that this is kind of like? I ain't gonna say similar to Goku Black, but do you think this is like his god?
And Caleb, what I meant was we've seen stories of young Superman before, i.e., that's what Smallville basically was. We don't want to see it again. And plus, also, do you realize one more time that Cavill is actually 3 years older than Pattinson, and he's getting to stay?
Okay, or I can move on to this one here.
Go ahead.
This is Dragon Ball or Super. So far has a low profile since the movie was dropped in spring, and they're saying now we're into the next arc, which is the Granola. Then you got the Mora arc, and then a lot of fans were wondering whether Black Frieza has a surprise in store. In this new season of Dragon Ball. Now, could it be Black Frieza be the most strongest in the universe? I mean, granted, bro, you probably seen it all over. They were fighting Moro, or was it Granola? I think it was Moro. And then Frieza just teleported and just punched UI Goku and Ultra Ego Vegeta. I mean, knocking them clean out like instantly.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, could he be the one? Now, granted, I've also seen a leak. Beerus is scared of Frieza in this form. Now, if Frieza has a form that makes Beerus go more than 70% of his power, Goku couldn't even push this man that far. So I'm just like, why? Like, why? Why Frieza? Why? Just why? Just why Frieza? And we just don't know, and they're just saying Dragon Ball's the teaser just sparked speculation over Black Frieza. They're so like, will Black Frieza is this the end of Dragon Ball? To be honest, I really feel like Frieza's about to kill everybody and call it night. Honestly,
yeah, that's awesome. So, in terms of what I'm consuming, I'm checking out. I got Batman Spawn by McFarlane and Capullo, baby. I got that. And recently I've been checking out TMNT The Last Ronin.
I highly recommend that book.
I'm loving it. It's so good. I've gotten through like I think like the first issue, and it's really good. And then I got a little something here that Nick recommended it to me. The Matrix comics.
Now those are good. Those
Yeah.
are good.
And finally, I've been checking that. So I also started reading Fantastic Four Full Circle by Alex Ross.
Nice.
And okay, so for you guys that don't know who Alex Ross is, he's the one that paints all of the stuff he covers. And yeah, it's all good, Caleb. We're gonna be on for like a bit. So JJheat, what content are you reading, enjoying? And by the way, so one more thing is that I recently rewatched Avatar 1 because tomorrow I'm seeing Avatar 2.
Same. And as for the comic side, again, I'm caught up with Super, similar to Kyd. I also gave I Am Batman a watch because I mostly saw that book, read that book as it was connected to the future state. But once Jace and the Fox family moved to New York, it does pick up a little bit. It's still typical modern DC Marvel, but there's potential. There's potential in that book.
Mm-hmm. So, on that note, let's move over to another topic today. Henry Cavill's doing Warhammer now, so we're getting a lot. First off, we're getting a live-action Warhammer 40K series, which I'm very happy for, and it's a series that he is very passionate about, and apparently he's gonna have creative control into it. So I'm like, yes, about time the dude can dictate what goes into his show. What do you guys think?
I agree.
Oh, any of you guys?
I ain't gonna say I have the most insight on Warhammer. I started to, but I kind of like. I guess that was around the time where I kind of like drifted over, and my dad kind of like got me into the whole like Marvel. I don't know, Marvel like took over me as young as a child.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you had to know that he was going to get another job immediately because with Superman, his like popularity soared because of like how greatly. By the way, just a quick one more Snyder thing that I want to say real quick. No matter what happens with this, there is one thing that we of the as the community can be very proud of. We got this released. This exists. The Snyder Cut exists because you have to understand that never happens. And in all honesty, if Warner Brothers really wanted to go away from Snyder's vision, they shouldn't have released this. Honestly, they shouldn't have.
I agree.
But so at least feel positive that we at least gave Zack closure. And by the way, if the Snyder Cut had not been released, they would never. And yes, I would be fine if it was animated or even a comic to conclude the story. I just think that at least give the actors one last movie.
Hold on. I stumbled upon this article.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
From Games Radar.
Yeah, what's up? Yeah, it is a golden achievement. And the fact, here's the other good thing, that the Snyder Cut was amazing. So it would really suck if we campaigned for so long for this to be released and then it sucks. So let's see this. James Gunn intends to include lesser... Well, yeah, we knew that.
I just happened to stumble on it. But I wouldn't be surprised if he got like Static Shock or Icon, some smaller names.
I don't know, dude. At least give us an animated Justice League movie that wraps up the loose ends of Snyder's universe. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be ideal, but you know what? It would have been like, oh, okay, fine. At least you gave us that. So, I mean, just remember, we got that release, and that is huge. So if we're done with Warhammer 40K, let's talk about let's see what else happened. Oh yeah. So here's something interesting. I stumbled across this the video from Clownfish TV. I'm not gonna play the video here because of copyright, but apparently Marvel is having issues paying their creatives.
Shocked. I am appalled. I am shocked. I am flabbergasted.
And look, as a Marvel fan, I agree, or I know this for a fact.
No, but what's interesting about it is that for the longest time they thought, people were telling us, no, the comic book industry is doing fine. It's doing fine. This is not an indicator of being fine. The worst part is that no, we're not getting it. It may be still in active development, but no, that's I would be very surprised if that came out.
More than likely, that's going to be in development hell before it's just scrapped altogether.
Yeah, I think it'll just be. So, what do you guys think about the expose? Because it's not just like right wing like media sources that are reporting this now. It is now because traditionally it was smaller publishers that had like issues waiting for so long to pay creatives. Now it's like Marvel.
I agree. This is a long time coming. This is what happens when you prioritize chasing headlines and advocating for Twitter rather than telling a good story. Because if you could tell a good story and actually get a fan base and customers in droves, whatever it be digital sales, physical sales, trade paperbacks, graphic novels, that works. If you actually have a good story to tell, rather than just the same generic crap over and over and over again, you get a few headlines, a little bit of clout. Okay, and I'm not going to go all SJW about it, but name one instance in the past 5 years with these modern comics that these comics actually had a fan base. People talk on Twitter and Facebook all day, but do they actively buy the books?
No, they don't.
Son of Kal-El, perfect example.
And yes, Dave the Impaler. Yes, I think it's going to be super cool. And if Cavill's spearheading, yes, I think it's in good hands. And yes, Marvel and DC are both in really bad straits, particularly with like the MCU also. We can talk about that, how they're like having to restructure Phase 4 because big surprise, the fans were like, why are you giving us 8,000 shows?
Right. And the funny thing about it, you got people like Robert Downey Jr. He's not Iron Man anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So now, guess what? We got hinted at two people to be Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
And we got Tom Cruise and Keanu Reeves. Let Keanu Reeves join the MCU. Now, granted, he also got a role to play Ghost Rider after Nicolas Cage did.
Oh, dude, that would be... He would actually play a really good Ghost Rider.
That's a pretty solid...
Dude, John Wick Ghost Rider, baby.
That's solid.
And look, but Keanu Reeves was like, well, this was before Ghost Rider 2. Nicolas Cage didn't even know he was going to make a Ghost Rider 2 because after Ghost Rider 1, that did so well. No one knew that sequel would come out more trashed than...
That movie did well?
Look, Ghost Rider 1 was
great.
Was great. The second one was trash.
True.
Spirit of Vengeance was boo-boo.
Yeah, Caleb agrees with us. Yeah, because Keanu was Johnny Blaze. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, and by the way, yeah, here's a series that claimed to have a fan base, but actually didn't. So there you go. Son of Kal-El is a distinct failure.
But what do y'all think about Keanu Reeves being Iron Man, Tony Stark?
I can't see him as Iron Man. I could see him as Johnny. I could certainly see him as Johnny.
Definitely Johnny Blaze.
Now, they said Tom Cruise is probably up for that role.
Yeah, because he actually auditioned to be Iron Man back in the day.
They took a gamble with Ronnie Downey Jr. Ronnie Downey Jr. was an animal in the 90s.
No, but look, he played a good Tony Stark, though.
No, he did. But I'm saying it was a risk to cast him as Tony Stark because the dude was on drugs. The dude was like constantly getting arrested. So, Keanu as Wolverine.
No.
He can pull it off.
No,
he can pull it off.
I can debunk that. The only reason that Keanu Reeves was never, I guess, rumored or auditioned as Wolverine is because now that the whole multiverse thing is coming back, or is into play in the whole Marvel universe right now, they're bringing Hugh Jackman back. Hugh Jackman is Wolverine.
Yeah. Hell yes, I'm so happy about that. I'm like,
Hugh
please,
Jackman
please
is coming
please.
back in Deadpool 3 in some sort of like multiverse thing because remember he died. He died in
Yeah.
Logan, so he's coming back in his prime. It's like prime Wolverine. I am excited for that.
Oh hell! Plus, it's a buddy cop with Wolverine hanging out with Deadpool. Are you
More like
kidding
being
me?
annoyed by Deadpool, but
How much you want to bet he stabs Deadpool in the head at one point? Deadpool's like, well, that's rude.
So yeah, so everyone's thinking. So now that I guess Hugh Jackman decided to make his, I guess surprise re-debut back into the MCU.
Mhm.
Now we're thinking, will we get a new X-Men?
Well, let me put it this way. The thing about the X-Men is that it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Because, let me put it this way, everyone's counting on that X-Men. If you notice, they keep
And we
teasing
want
mutants.
Hugh Jackman and Deadpool to be in there on top of, if you can get Halle Berry and like some of the original X-Men cast, yes.
At least to show up. And I hope that if they do an X-Men series or something like that,
We'll do one final
theme
movie
song?
with everybody in it.
Yeah, I hope the theme is da-na-na-na-na-na. Just do
Now, and I think they need to remake Fantastic Four the right
Mhm.
way.
That's what I hope he's really doing Wolverine and Deadpool 2 and not some fake out like Hugh Jackman playing himself and Deadpool believing he's Wolverine. Yeah, because honestly, here's the thing. That's believable, Dave.
I can actually see Marvel doing some BS like that.
Yeah, I know. Hype up the fans. Except here's the thing. Ryan did say in that ad, hey, Hugh, you want to play Wolverine one more time?
And Hugh Jackman said, sure.
Yeah, so...
Now, do you not know that Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds sit there and they get buff for these roles, bro?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, you remember how Hugh Jackman looked as Wolverine back in the day? That man was built.
No, look at him in Days of Future Past when he goes back in time and he wakes up without a shirt on. Oh, gosh. Oh, and by the way, Tevye wants to ask, any opinions on the Spider-Verse trailer that came out? Because that looks dope as hell.
Why is Spider-Man, I guess, 2099, whatever, why is he fighting? Why? Like, I mean, it just don't make sense. They're all good guys.
Well, it could be that maybe like Miles is gonna make a decision that's gonna like screw the multiverse. So Spider-Man 2099 is like, no, we have to stop him. It could be something like that, but it's everything.
I would have to wait for the finished product, but I could definitely see a bloated story like that. Where they like tear the fabric of reality or some crap like that.
I'm probably not gonna see a Spider-Man movie until they come out with. They're working on the Amazing Spider-Man 3 with Andrew Garfield and Venom, and Tom Holland's getting his second trilogy. So we're getting his phase 2 of Spider-Man. And I want to see what they do about Tobey Maguire.
I don't know if we're going to do more Toby. They could do more Andrew, honestly.
Give us a Spider-Man 4. Everybody will go freaking nuts.
Yeah, exactly. They will go nuts, though.
Like, that movie was so... That movie was sell.
That movie... And plus, it'll be a good redemption for
for
the travesty that was Spider-Man 3.
Look, even
we don't talk about Bully Maguire.
Look, even the Amazing Spider-Man 3, when they finished that with Andrew Garfield, guess what? That one's gonna sell because it's taking us back.
I feel like I feel like Amazing Spider-Man 3 would be more so the Sinister Six, not so much Venom.
Well, they said this one's gonna be Venom because you got to think at the end of No Way Home, Venom, and the one that we know from Let There Be Carnage, he is from Andrew's universe. So when he goes back, remember how he looks to TV and like he knows who Spider-Man is? Yeah. So we're about to get Andrew versus Venom now. I don't know who's gonna win. I think Andrew might have. I think he might have to take this L on this one.
And yeah,
look, Andrew cannot be Venom, bro. He cannot be Venom.
And then Caleb says it's going to break the Spider-Verse is going to break the internet on release. It will win awards, and it's probably going to be the best Spider-Man movie since No Way Home, I guess. Yeah, probably. I would say so.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm excited for next year is the Power Rangers 30th anniversary series.
Yes.
Hell yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Netflix.
Let's talk about that.
Yes. Okay. Now, I just hope that this. I don't want it to be. I wouldn't mind it being like the old Power Rangers, but they're hinting that this is supposed to be, I guess, the most adult-like Power Rangers. Let it mean something. Like, let it be like some kind of like anime type, like live action. Like, I want to.
As long as we don't get a repeat of Megaforce or Viacom, I'm good.
Don't give us Megaforce.
If they do not give us nice morphing scenes, I'm gonna lose my.
I thought that the Power Rangers movie from 2017 had pretty cool morphing scenes when they actually morphed. How the suit like grew around them as opposed to like it's just there.
I feel like what is it, Dino Fury?
Mm-hmm. I think that's what it's called.
Or is it Dino Charge? Is Dino Fury or Dino Charge? They got some nice ass morphing scenes.
The problem with Dino Fury is that there were way too many Power Rangers. Like everyone became a Power Ranger. I was like,
and they were like,
what?
you got 2 Rangers that are 2 different shades of purple. You got 3 different shades of blue. You got 2 Red Rangers. Like, what's going on here?
What the heck? I mean, come on, dude. What happened to everyone being unique?
And I mean, I understand y'all. I'm pretty sure y'all got that idea from the whole Megaforce when everybody joined in. A
lot of Power Rangers was based on Super Sentai.
Go ahead. They have to do a Jason David Frank somewhere in that 30th anniversary. They have to.
I think they're just gonna do like a small tribute, like in the beginning.
That's what I'm saying. They got to do something.
They have to do something for Tommy. Maybe even what they could also do is bring in like a character that's Tommy's son.
Or why not? What if they somewhat try to throw in, I guess, the Legend of the White Dragon that he was working on. Like, what if they put him in there as like the White Dragon?
They would have to They would have to get an AI and use voice clips based on previous footage, but it could be done.
That's why but Madam Web. Oh no. Well, let me put it this way. I'm interested to see what they do with Kraven, but if they make him an animal lover, I'm gonna be pissed off. Which they reportedly that's what they're doing.
It's morbid time. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
They make him a vegan animal lover, boys. A vegan animal lover.
That don't even sound right.
His name is Kraven the freaking Hunter. There's stupid, and then there's that. I'm so sick of them trying to improve the product. I'm like, stop it. Stop it. It is so freaking annoying. Stop trying to improve my content.
Here, I have a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
How do you feel about Netflix starting to, I guess, remake live action anime movies? Like, okay, we already got listen, because I heard Netflix is either gonna try to do Naruto.
Oh God.
No, I'm not entertaining this.
Or I guess they're somewhat hinting at either like a Demon Slayer or like a.
That's even worse.
They're gonna be they're trying to decide on what anime movie to make next because
let me just ask you this. Outside of Alita Battle Angel, yes, Alita Battle Angel is based on an anime. Outside of Alita Battle Angel, name one anime adaptation that whether it be in theaters or Netflix, especially Netflix, that was ever good. Oh wait,
if I have to pick out of all of them, I would probably have to say Bleach on Netflix was the best well executed live action anime movie that they had.
Netflix should be banned from adapting anime after Cowboy Bebop.
Bro, I can agree with that.
I'm not even a fan of that, and even I was watching this and I'm like, oh gosh. And they were like, we're bummed that fans are not going to see what we had planned. I get the feeling that fans kind of don't want.
And then you got they remade Bakugan. Like I turned on Cartoon
Oh
Network. The other day.
gosh, really?
Look, I turned on I just happened to just be scrolling through the channels, and I was on Cartoon Network, and I saw Bakugan Battle Brawlers. What came in my mind, I was like, "Oh my god, Dan and them back! Let me like they taking me back." I go there, and I'm like,
No, I'm telling you, dude. I'm waiting for the revival of Beyblades. Remember that show?
Bro, they have so many Beyblades out. Beyblade Burst, Beyblade Blurst Fury. I'm just like, huh, your Beyblade.
Netflix is also doing My Hero Academia, which is a terrible idea from the very beginning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Detective Pikachu was not the worst. That was actually a good movie.
That was a good. Hold up.
No, it was not that bad.
No, Lawrence, come on, dude. And I'm glad I didn't watch it. Netflix did Resident Evil. Resident Evil has been getting the short end of the stick forever. Have they ever had a good adaptation of Resident Evil?
Never.
There you go.
Yeah, Detective Pikachu was good, Lawrence. Come on, dude.
Bro, you can't. You got to, bro.
You got to because like this way, the Pokemon looked really good in that. Like I was a little concerned going into the movie.
Whoever did Ditto needs to go to jail. I swear,
True.
whoever did Ditto needs to go to jail. Ditto had me freaked out. I said
It was like the ginormous like Torterra. I was like, oh god,
what is that?
Yeah, Lawrence is pissed. But so let's. We also got a good Sonic movie. So
Oh yeah.
actually, two good Sonic movies.
Sonic 3, we got a hint of Shadow. What are y'all's input?
Oh yes, I'm like Shadow's my boy, dude.
Who do you think is gonna voice Shadow?
It can't be Idris
If
Elba.
Idris Elba wasn't already Knuckles,
Who would y'all want to voice Shadow?
Zack Snyder. I'm only
Vin
kidding.
Diesel. Vin
Vin
Diesel.
Diesel. He walks in going, Sonic, it's all about family.
No, he's gonna be like this. I've come to kill you. I mean, that deep voice is just like.
I like the Detective Pikachu as an adaptation of a spin-off game and works as a sequel to the games. It's better than Sonic and Sonic 2. Oh, whoa.
Hot take.
Yes, rewatch the movie, Lawrence. It's actually really good. Plus, it's Ryan Reynolds doing voiceover work. I mean, come on.
I have a theory for y'all.
Yeah, go ahead.
We have Sonic the Hedgehog, Detective Pikachu, and now we got Mario.
Okay.
Now, do y'all think they're hinting towards a Super Smash Bros?
You would have
because think about it.
It can be done.
The Super Mario movie had Mario Kart. Wink, wink. Think about it.
Ben Affleck voicing Shadow, and they make him like Batman. He's making a bunch of bat puns.
Look, now think. Now you know Nintendo is putting so much money into this like Mario movie, like giving top-notch voice actors everything because they're saying, "Look, this is Nintendo. You are not messing this up." Like point blank.
No,
like no.
They're not letting you mess. Particularly after that first Mario movie.
So
but
now, look,
Mario looks freaking dope.
It does, bro. I'm definitely gonna go see it.
They gave you the Rainbow Road in Mario Kart.
Now I'm just hoping that maybe one day they do a crossover between Sonic, Mario, and all them. Give us Super Smash Bros.
Yes, and use that as like a spinoff for like a Samus movie.
Yeah,
game. Yeah, I rocked with Slick.
Yes.
I want a Metroid movie, dudes. I want that. Not played by Brie Larson, for the love of God.
Why
would you even put that in the same sentence?
No.
Because she would campaign for it because she's a Nintendo fan, and I'm like, well, you're lame.
Self-proclaimed as she
I
is.
feel like if you were born like I would say like maybe early mid-late 90s or whatever, that's all you grew up, bro. Like Mario, retro gaming, the Game Boy, like Nintendo, like that's just what it was. JJheat, you can agree that, bro. I was playing Pokemon Red like every day.
Star Fox movie, and they make it like Top Gun.
Yes,
it can be done. It can be done.
All of these can be done. The potential is there.
Now think about it.
Seize on it.
Look, I just want this to be the beginning to retro gaming movies. Now,
yes,
look, and they can take it beyond this. Like, look, What if they redo like Mortal Kombat, Street
Did they ever
Fighter,
get a
and they- all
did they
that
ever get
and
a
just-
Street Fighter movie off the ground?
I will say though, the most recent Mortal Kombat movie was actually really good.
It was.
I like
I would
that.
have-
Wait, actually, hang on. I have something here, and here we go.
Get over here.
There you go.
Over here.
I'll have to watch
A
it again.
Mega Man movie. Ooh.
Which version of Mega Man? Because there are a lot. There are a lot of Mega Men.
But I would love an adaptation of Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. I want that.
Hey, here's I'm gonna type in.
I don't know if I would make a Samus movie at this time. They are in the Hollywood stage and they need to make your female lead not just to be strong, but also annoying. It depends on who's playing Samus.
There you go.
And Shamus is usually quiet most of the time.
Yeah, she doesn't talk. So Ready Player 3. Ooh, that would be interesting.
We already got 1 and 2, so I think a third one would be.
We got one movie, I think, for Ready Player 1. I don't think we got a sequel.
I thought
Yeah,
there was.
Super
I
Smash
thought there was a
Brothers
Ready Player 2.
No, what I think you're thinking of is Free Guy.
Oh yeah,
Because it's the same concept.
with Ryan Reynolds. Yeah.
Super Smash Bros. It could be easy to do because the story of Smash games is that all the characters are toys and happening in the imagination of players. It could be like the Lego movie. Exactly.
Yes, they can do so much with that.
Yeah, exactly. Mega Man X. That'd be interesting.
Ooh.
That would work. The potential is there for them to make a retro gaming universe of movies. Yes, and we need Mega Man. I want a Mega Man movie. Absolutely. What?
They can also. I guess this will be the time of the era to just bring like video games movies just off the ground in general. Like you already got Halo, so why don't we get something?
No, we don't talk about Halo.
No.
We don't
I
talk
don't
about the
watch
Halo
it. I
show.
don't watch it. I'm just saying, like we got it. So I'm like, I mean, it's not like it's.
It doesn't count. It's not
Bro,
canon. It doesn't
bro.
count.
Why
No.
not make a movie like Final Fantasy or Kingdom Hearts? or
Yes, I
something like
agree. But
The fact
We
that
need a
Disney
good Halo
has
show
Kingdom
first.
Hearts for this long.
that? I mean, they just remade Kingdom Hearts for the PS5, and the story and the graphics look amazing. So I'm like, there's potential there for them to do something with a lot of these games that I guess people still enjoy
Mhm.
or have enjoyed. There's so much potential, but instead of like remaking movies like Fast and the Furious and Jurassic Park, like there's so many.
So, all right, yeah, and Tevia, here's the progression. Halo sucked. Don't copy Halo. I agree. I don't think Kingdom Hearts can work. Ooh, really?
Ooh, hot take. Care to explain that, Tevia?
If the movie, if video games has to push harder, yeah, do a Kingdom Hearts movie, yeah. I mean, they could do it. I don't trust the current crop of creatives in Hollywood to do it right because they'll make
If
it
you
like
can
with
even
some
call them
political message.
creators.
Yeah,
You can even call them creators.
it's like look at what they did with like Halo. I get Lord of the Rings.
Oh God,
Wheel of Time.
Willow.
Yeah. They don't love this stuff. They're just using it to. They just want to change it and air quotes improve it.
I feel like they're trying to improve Harry Potter to a certain extent.
God.
J.K. Rowling is just trolling them.
She's trolling it. I love
Look, think of it this
J.K.
way. Look, you got all he didn't really write any new stories, but he created Hogwarts Legacy. And that's probably
bro,
one.
I got to tell you this. J.K. Rowling is a woman.
Yeah, she's a woman. I was like, wait a second here. But yeah, so that's a Zelda movie.
I could see it.
That could work really well with Chris Pratt playing Link. He plays all the main characters from the Nintendo movies. It's a multiverse, bro. But so all right, let's move on to our final topic of the night in terms of all right, Avatar 2. Now, the thing about it is that, well, first off, James Cameron needs to shut up because his ego is really. He's like the only reason why people don't know my characters as opposed to like the Marvel characters because the Marvels had like 26 movies. I'm like, no, because your characters weren't iconic enough. That's why. I'm like, dude, you're not helping your cause. And here's the thing: I don't think Avatar 2 is going to be as good. And did you guys hear that apparently he has like a 9-hour cut?
What?
3?
Yes.
9 hours.
And you see, look, half my coworkers left work yesterday, yesterday, talking about we're going to go straight to go see Avatar 2. It's going to be one of the best movies we're going to see. You want to come? And I said, no. I was like, I saw Avatar 1. And I mean, yes, it looked at all cool, but I mean, it just didn't give me no form of excitement. Like
screen sharing it now.
And he makes some good movies, Caleb. Some.
Yes, he does.
A lot of them are overrated. Let's face it. It's not sharing JHeat.
Oh, I thought it was. Hold on, let me try it again.
Okay, now it is. Oh, dang it! Reshare it. Technical difficulties, folks. It's the way it is in Comics League. All right. Let this thing load real quick. But here's the thing. He has a massive ego. Like, he thinks people are going to come see an almost 3.5 hour movie 3 times. Are you kidding me?
Hey, can I play the trailer for the second one just to like show them what it looks like?
I don't think so. I don't want to get like copyright
strike.
Okay, yeah, true.
Because it's also a movie that is out now, so that they could be watching that really hard. Yeah, he's delusional. He thinks Terminator Dark Fate failed because Arnold and Linda Hamilton were in it.
Wait, Cameron was in Dark Fate?
I think he was involved in it, but I'm like, wait a second here. Yeah, by the way, Caleb, yeah, I'm not going to rewatch it. I only watched Avatar 2 today Avatar 1 today because I'm watching 2 tomorrow, so I wanted to get caught up in the story. But even when you rewatch 1, the only reason why it was hailed as this great film is because of the VFX, because otherwise the story is very unremarkable.
It's very bland.
Facts.
It's
your generic environmentalist eco story.
Yeah. And and there you go. Dave has it right. The success of Titanic ruined him as a filmmaker because it gave him this idea that, I'm James Cameron. And another thing, can he shut up about Marvel movies? I'm like, stop it. I hate that we live that this is a field where to promote someone's movie, they feel the need to bash other people's movie. I'm like, shut up.
I agree.
And he didn't learn from the Batman movies. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm like, dude, shut up, okay? I'm fine with you making your own movies and stuff, and fine, and not doing superheroes. That's fine. But the minute you start bashing other people's art, that's when I tend to say, shut up. You don't have a right to say that. Even if you made arguably 1 or 2 good movies, I'm like, stop it. I'm sick of these snobby big-time directors jealous of the success the MCU got. Because when was the last time a James Cameron movie made $1 billion?
13 years ago?
Yeah.
With Marvel, that's the norm.
Yeah.
So all these guys, Scorsese, Cameron, they're just jealous that they're not relevant anymore.
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm. And yes, I never cared for the story. We can go to movies that try to make me be an environmentalist. Yeah, Caleb, exactly. Like, what is the point of bashing other people's movies? I know. It's the most annoying thing in the world, and it makes me respect James Cameron even less. Okay, less. 3 hours long is to make me the type I like, but you need to have good pacing. But here's the thing: the only reason why I've seen the Snyder Cut 11 times, going on 12, is because I can watch it at home and watch it on my own pace, and it cost me now nothing. So I'm like, what? Do you really think people are, with how expensive it is to go to the movie theaters again? Do you really think people are going to see a 3.5 hour movie more than once?
No,
I agree. Now I do say they did have a solid plan with same day streaming,
That way, it did hurt the box office, but you at least have the convenience of streaming movies at home.
Like there, yeah,
there was a strategy there. It just didn't stick.
It was stupid. It was just a dumb strategy. And yes,
it wasn't pitched right.
Good point.
It was.
Here's a good example of fantastic pacing. The Snyder Cut, the 4-hour cut of Justice League, feels shorter than Batman, which is 3 hours.
2 hours, 51 minutes, 36 seconds.
But it feels like 3 hours. My point is, for a 2.5, let's say 2 hour 45 minute, that movie, the Batman, feels like 4 hours. The Justice League cut feels shorter than the theatrical cut, honestly. Yeah, there you go. Ferngully's better than Avatar. He just ripped off other people's movies. That's what he does. He has become a hack. Yes, I'm going to say it. He is a hack at that point. And I get the feeling that he's also upset that his term, because he has tried multiple times to make like popular franchises, but they keep failing, like Terminator. So I'm like, dude, stop being jealous and just be happy that your field is advancing. It's not our fault that the movie audience changed. And yes, it does feel long. That movie is the worst paced DC movie, I think, of all time.
And speaking of the original Avatar, it stagnated at an even 82% between critics and audience alike. So it's still pretty solid to this day.
I mean, let me put it this way. It's an enjoyable movie. Is it the best movie? Hell no. But is it a fun movie to watch occasionally? Yeah, of course. And then the Snyder Cut leaves you wanting more and more. That, air quotes, that DC won't give you. The Batman drags, especially in the third act. Oh, yes. That just drags on, and I'm like, I get it. Stop hanging out with someone's thumb. Just get to the main point here. It gets really annoying. But all right, that's where I'm gonna leave that time. Our last topic. All right, so do you guys know what Batman Gate is?
The Bat embargo?
No, Batman Gate. About that dude named Wozniak who apparently wrote a treatment for a Batman movie that he is saying Warner Brothers stole for the Batman.
Interesting.
So he alleges that he submitted a treatment for the Batman, and then they used that for the movie. But the issue, and the thing is that now Warner Brothers is going to sue him, according to him, for writing a Batman story.
So is it for defamation or is it for copyright infringement?
For them, I think it's copyright infringement. Wozniak is suing them because he thinks that for compensation. I'm not sure where I stand on that.
That sounds like a very complicated situation. Like, was it like a brief script? Was it a manuscript or was it a whole screenplay? Or
I think it was a screenplay.
Oh, he might have a shot then. But
he could have a shot.
Yeah, it just depends how much detail they took in the final cut.
Yeah, it really depends. But the point is that I'm not sure where that goes. But what would be interesting? Let's say he does win the lawsuit. What do you guys think that does to the Batman 2? Because here's the thing, that will sully the reputation of the Batman movie, I think.
Pretty much, because that's legal admittance that they ripped somebody off.
Yeah.
And to an extent, as long as they at least get a cut or are compensated and credited in the film in some way, that's relatively reconcilable.
But here's the thing, though. These movie companies are notorious for not compensating creatives that at least inspired the material. Like Brubaker was talking about, they barely gave him anything for Falcon Winter Soldier, considering he invented Winter Soldier. So,
yep.
I love the Batman. Yeah, it drags, but that's my Batman bit because I think it did best. It's literally the only Batman movie that focuses more on Batman, at least since Batman Begins. Well,
I agree. I give him that.
I disagree with that because BVS focused on Batman.
BVS went straight to Dark Knight Returns.
Look, I just feel the Christian Bale series, it really just focused on Batman, like where it needed to be.
Except in the third one, but we
third one was horrible. Third one was, I think, was definitely the worst of
now,
those.
You want to
ones.
know the crazy thing? Now,
What?
when the Dark Knight Rises came out, I went to the theaters with a couple of friends and his dad. It was like 3 of us and one of my friends' dads, and we went to go see it. And they played Batman Begins, Dark Knight, and then the Dark Knight Rises back to back.
That sounds so badass,
bro. It was hard. Everyone was half asleep on the last movie, bro. It was like 2-3 in the morning.
My theater was having days where they would play every MCU movie. But is there any indication that the Batman 2 is moving forward? Well, so far we know that if it comes out, it's not going to be till 2025, so it might as well be canceled. I highly anticipate that that's going to get shelved.
It's likely. Even if you did factor the reboot, Matt Reeves specifically wants his to be a standalone.
And here's the thing, but Zaslav does not want multiple Batman 2. Yeah, Dark Knight, yeah. I do not see how that gets a 90.
Yeah, when I went to go see it in theaters, it went crazy. They were like, when Batman actually like beat Bane up at the end, yeah, it was lit. Oh, when it comes to Christopher Nolan, Batman, Dark Knight, right? Joker, yes,
100%. That 100%.
The Batman Dark Knight Joker made that movie. Joker made that movie.
Oh, and apparently we have an update from The Rock. Well, Taladia, don't just tease us on that. You got to drop more than this. No, but dude, if it's that far out, I think they're going to shelve it. But Taladia, don't just tease us. What's the update from The Rock?
How did Dark Knight get this low?
What did Dark Knight get?
And even 94.
That's not bad.
It used to be way higher than that. It used to be 99 to 100 just a few days ago.
I don't know.
It is what it is.
Mm-hmm. But while we wait for Taladia to do it, he never followed the Warner Brothers or Black Adam accounts. Oh, he never did, because the article came out that says, oh, he unfollowed them. No, he never followed them. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with DC at this point. So don't be so sure, because the reason why they pushed it until 2025, that is very telling. Plus when they announced the Batman 2, that was before Zaslav came in and said, I only want one Batman.
More than likely, that's going to get shelved.
That is going to get shelved. I wonder if they keep any of the current DC casting. No.
Maybe Jason Momoa get recasted as Leo.
Dave, as it stands right now, no. That's part of the reason why I did the stream tonight, because they're supposedly recasting for younger actors but just recasting and not giving us a conclusion to the story, as opposed to, because again, just give us a conclusion, give us a Justice League movie to just wrap it up. Then we're good to go. We'll call it even. Say, you know what, you tried. That's good, and that will move on. But no, you had to piss off every single fan, not just Snyder fans anymore.
They wanted their cake and eat it too,
and you can't get that. And ultimately, I think The Rock would have been a better choice, because he legit said, "Guess what? We're not going to copy Marvel because we're not Marvel. We're DC." Thank you.
That's what they should have done. That's all we wanted.
Hey, here's something.
Yeah, what's up?
I'm gonna share it.
True, he is just cheap. But if he sees a monetary gain to keeping Cavill around, he'll take the risk. All
right, just follow this.
Okay.
Start right there.
It's Mando.
All right, this you want to know everything we know about the Batman speculation?
Yeah, because he said 2025.
At least 2024.
Mm-hmm. things like Shazam could still work with the new universe because there's very little connection. Yeah, that's true. But the thing is that guess what? Wait, is that something he doesn't want? No, but what he means, Caleb, is that he doesn't want multiple Batman. That's what he means by that.
Hold on, Batfleck, Pattinson.
That's
Keaton.
I kind of like the whole
Keaton was coming back.
But what he means by that, Caleb, is that he doesn't want multiple Batman because that's confusing for the audience. Plus, here's the thing is that James Gunn himself said we have to tie everything in. And you could say he said the Batman plan would be safe. Well, guess what? Nothing is safe with James Gunn, apparently. Nothing.
Yep.
But yeah, so honestly, I'm going to predict that in conclusion that in a couple of months, he'll say, okay, we're going to keep a lot of the we're going to keep they'll keep everyone but Ezra.
Yeah, I could definitely see them backtracking. And
let me put it this way. Ezra is the only one where I guarantee, where I knew from the very beginning that after Flash, they were done because guess what? No. Again, Caleb, different leadership. Then that, and plus at that point with the MCU,
they were doing multiverse.
And direct collaboration with Sony. That was
and they were built up to the point where they could do that. The DCEU is not built up to that point. Maybe he meant Arc. No, he didn't mean that. He didn't mean that because that was before we got the idea that the games are going to be tied in too.
That's a bit of a stretch. I see where you're coming from, Dave, but that's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, he wasn't the best casting for the Flash.
I would argue Grant Gustin was better casting than Ezra Miller, but that's a separate conversation.
Don't pull a Grant Gustin on me, okay? Don't do that. Don't pull a Nick. But don't pull. He just nicked me. That's gonna be the new thing. All right, but I think that's a good place to leave it, guys. Any closing thoughts for the fan base? So let me put it this way: stay positive, because in all likelihood, because of the massive backlash and let me put it this way: yes, Zaslav is cheap, but the stock is tanking right now, and he has shareholders he has to satisfy.
Yeah,
and it started tanking. But so they got to destroy the Batman 2, and they promised to leave Matt Reeves' vision the way it is. Yeah, that's the way Warner Brothers works. I'm just saying that. Let me put it this way: the very fact that they pushed it so far out, yeah, that's what they mean is that they're going to quietly shelve it. That's what they mean, Caleb.
Robert Pattinson is going to have his Batman literally there for when they're ready for him to hit the screen, whenever they feel him convenient.
Yeah. How can I be positive after that? Well, dude, look, the thing is that I'm just saying be positive that everything could change. Let me put it this way. As it stands now, the Batman 2 is probably going to be shelved. You'll get the Penguin. I think
you might get a Riddler movie. You might.
No, I don't think so.
Mr. Freeze is more likely.
It's David Taylor.
It's overdue.
I'm going to make a prediction based upon the amount of backlash. That Gunn is getting because of the at least the Henry Cavill thing. I think he's going to reverse the Cavill and the decision to fully reboot. No, he's going to push the reboot decision back and then just give one movie. That's it. End it. That's it. That's what I think he's going to do. At the very least, he'll reverse the Cavill decision and say, how can we get this guy in? Let's not do a young Superman movie because no one wants that now because we've had 8,000 depictions of what young Superman was like. Can we get Superman in his classic era? Can we get Superman as the experienced hero that people want? Because that's what Cavill wants. That's what Snyder wants. At this point, he was supposed to be at that point. So that's what I think. I think eventually he's going to reverse that. Because let me put it this way, Dave, let me ask you something. Was it just the Snyder fans who were pissed off at Gunn because of this? Was it just the Snyder fans, JJheat?
No.
It was everybody.
Even MCU fans. The entire fan base off. Because everyone, I would say Everyone loved Cavill as Superman. Everyone. Hell, Lawrence was a James Gunn, loved James Gunn, and then after all this, he's like, nope, I'm done. I'm done.
You think we have time to at least get a few people on the panel? Or you want to keep this a closed stream tonight?
I mean, do you guys want to do a couple? Because it's about 2 a.m. on my time.
I don't mind. Kyd, what do you think?
I'll tell you what. If anyone wants to come in, we'll give them 5 minutes. So the way this is going to work is that DM me on Twitter. The Twitter is going across the screen now. And if you want to join the panel for 5 minutes before we log off, I got time for one person. And then we'll do that. And by the way, tomorrow we're going to be technically today we're going to be talking about Batman Returns, the Batman Christmas movie for movie night. That's what we're talking about. So if you want to come on, DM me. And again, we only have time for 5 minutes. And I have to be strict on that. 5 minutes. Okay, again. I'll give you guys 5 minutes to DM me on Twitter. But in the meantime, again, Dave, they're gonna. I guess it's dark now, but they'll figure it out. They really had to reboot. Well, yes, they really. No one's saying they don't have to reboot. They just have to conclude the story. Like, give Cavill at least one Superman, one movie where he is acting like the classic Superman. That's all we want. Do that, and that can be in a Justice League movie. So we get one more thing. That's it. Just give us one more thing. Darkseid invades, the world unites. There you go. Just cut. Unfortunately, you would have to cut out the Nightmare movie because at this point, I think a good compromise would be one thing. Batman Returns is my second favorite. Yeah. Oh, so slightly below the Dark Knight. Oh yeah. What were you gonna say, JJheat?
Oh, I was gonna say, did you actually link in the Twitter so they can DM you?
All right, I can do that because I have my Twitter going across the screen, but yeah, I can do that. Okay. Oh yeah, wait. So my Twitter handle is Comics League JT. Comics League, and then JT. There you go. So find Comics League JT on Twitter, DM me, and then you have 5 minutes. If no one comes in by 1:55, then we'll call it. But yeah, so JJheat, do you agree with me that I think at this point he's gonna go back on that?
Pretty much, because I mean, it's very likely because James Gunn, the way he went about it, he just screwed up bad. Let's call it for what it is. So it's definitely likely they're gonna retract. They're gonna pull back on it. It's very likely.
Mm-hmm. That's what I think. Yeah. Again, I guarantee you he's gonna reverse the position because fans hate it right now. All right. And I'm checking my DMs. But what about you, Kyd? Do you think he's going to go back on it?
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Kind of. Sort of.
Yes, they could just do this. Speaking to Camu,
like what they a live action version. Yeah.
Yeah, of Apocalypse War, because at the end of that, the universe is screwed up, and the Flash goes back in time and resets everything. That's it.
Look, I can just. I don't care if you got to revolve the movie around the Flash and just like put everybody in it and just like make like one final movie, and the Flash goes back and resets that. Call it. That's it. Done. Everybody go their separate ways. End it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's done. And guess what? DC ain't got to worry about the backlash. They get paid. The fans get what they want, and they can literally do whatever they want at this point. Focus on The Rock like they want to.
They're probably gonna pull gonna reverse decision at this point. I need to stare at the hashtag real quick. They need to. Yes, they do. Because the hashtag is going crazy. By the way, JJheat, did you see Angry Joe's reaction to this news? Dude.
Man, I wish I could play it right now.
I wish I could play it, but I don't want to get like dinged. But dude, watch Angry Joe's reaction to it. It is hilarious. It is the best. There was a rumor that it wasn't Gunn's decision. So some sources claim the reboot came from Zaslav because he thought some actors were difficult and he was frustrated. Well, he's going to have to reverse that decision now again because, again, it's not going to work out for him.
It's really not. Zaslav is playing with fire. He really is.
Yeah. Honestly, well, here's the thing. All he needs is one movie. That's it. Just give us one movie to end it. That's it. And then you can reboot it, and then we'll just call it quits. That's it. All right, good. You know what? Even though it wasn't exactly Snyder's movies, at least you gave them a proper send off because that's the way you do. At least in Endgame, when they moved away from at least say one thing about Phase 4, they ended the story of the Infinity Saga.
I agree. I gotta respect that.
Granted, they didn't end it in a satisfying way, but he's thinking about the money and he's thinking about the fact that the stock is tanking right now since it was announced that Henry Cavill is not going to be Superman and all the hashtags are going out. So he's going to have to start listening to the fans because guess what? He still answers to the shareholders. And they're going to be like, the hell are you doing?
If not, by early January, he's going to get that new conference call the new year, and then he's going to recant it.
He'll say we're just going to give it one movie. That's it. We're done, and then we can reboot and say, okay, we're good. And then fine. You know what? If he does that, if we get only one movie instead of like all the movies that we're supposed to get into Snyder, you know what? Fine. At least you gave him a send off and everything. Because you know what? After what these actors went through with this company, they deserve a send-off, okay? They deserve a send-off.
They do. I agree.
Time to back the truck up in front of Henry Cavill's house. Yes. Pay him what... Take the bullet right now because you will make the fans happy and the fans will pay for whatever the hell you want to do. And you won't... And let me put it this way. The Fire James Gunn hashtag will look less... Because right now it's like at 29.1 thousand tweets right now. It's trending, baby, like massively. All through today, it was James Gunn, fire James Gunn, bring back Henry Cavill, Superman. Yeah, they're going to have to, because yes, at a certain degree, I do agree with you to a certain degree, Caleb, that yeah, to a certain degree, they don't necessarily care about the fans, but when you combine that with the stocks tanking, that is what James Gunn, that is what Zaslav will pay attention to because that is good. Because let me put it this way: if the shareholders don't have confidence in his leadership because of all this, guess what? They could say you're done. And by the way, Dave, honestly, I doubt that rumor because I think that all the celebrities are trying to run interference for Gunn because they know because a lot of them like James Gunn. So they want to shift the blame away from him. That's what I think. That's my little tin hat conspiracy theory. Mind you, he did get paid for both the Flash and Black Adam cameos. Yep. That's it. And to quote my buddy, I have a friend who's like not into comics so much. He still goes to see the movies. He built the website, and he said. And when I told him Henry Cavill is not coming back as Superman, he goes, wait a second, Henry Cavill is Superman. What are you doing? So on that note, since we didn't get anyone, that's fine. We will see you guys for Comics League movie night. JJheat, where can one find you?
Actually, I rechanged my profile name on YouTube. I'm now going by JJheat Blaze. All the content is there. I just changed my name. So if you do get a new notification from that name, JJheat Blaze, that's why. Let me just go ahead and put the link right here, right quick.
And y'all can follow me on my page, Kyd Take Off. I put the link right here in private chat.
Yeah, but let me put it this way: Doomcock has been wronged by stuff. Remember how many times he said Kathleen Kennedy is going to be fired? But in terms of that, he will have to change his decision because of the stockholders, because the stockholders are freaking out. And if you don't have anyone going to see his movies, yeah, they're gonna not like that. And then here is JJheat Blaze's new channel, which, by the way, it looks dope as hell.
Mine is strictly.
I got it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. It's the ultimate. It's the ultimate Christmas movie.
The ultimate Christmas movie. Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be at 6 p.m. Eastern. So see you guys there. I really can't believe Candace Patton supporting James Gunn. I know that seems weird.
Wait, Candace. Oh God.
Well, Candace Patton is annoying. So, on that note, everyone, stay heroic, and I will see you guys for movie night. All right, everyone. Excelsior!
All right.